Yes. Good old Panini. Trying to ruin everything. That's right, boys and girls. Neo Cards and Comics here. The biggest threat to the immediate future of the sports card market, industry, whatever you want to call it, I firmly believe is Panini. The quicker they can lose their license and just get everything in Fanatics' hands, I think the better off we will be. And, maybe this is the devil that we know versus the devil that we don't. In this case, I'll take the devil that we don't. Because what Panini's doing right now is an absolute joke. Let's talk about this real quick. So what am I ranting about here? The previews for Prism have come out, and maybe these change. Maybe they're not final. I doubt it. We could get into the whole release schedule thing. This product's not coming out till May, the end of May, if that's even supposed to happen. We still don't have Prism football. The NFL draft is this week. But this Prism basketball thing is an absolute joke. This is your flagship product, and you turned it into an absolute joke. Say what you will about Prism. I know a lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. It is the flagship product. Look at these preview images for Prism basketball. Once again, maybe these aren't final. I hope to hell that they're not. But Cade Cunningham, Detroit Pistons superstar, playing TCU. I know the Pistons were really bad this year. I don't think they got regulated. You can see in the background right here. This is just a Photoshop from a college game. Same with Evan Mobley's. That's USC's court in the background. Jalen Green. This is the G League Ignite or whatever he was in background. That's not an actual NBA floor. Like TCU right there, plain as day. Seriously? We couldn't just put like a dark background like we did for Zion and Ja? Why did we have to do this? If it's going to be the freaking college background. And this product's coming out, I don't know, 8 months late. Prism is usually a late fall, early winter release. Usually Prism comes out around Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's May, and this is what you're giving us. On top of that, this is one thing. On top of that, we have the fact that you're flooding the market with just endless supplies of pure junk stuff. Like some of the products that they're putting out are just, when you split Chronicles out into a bunch of different subsets, instead of leaving it like Chronicles, and we start getting these fluxes and all this other garbage product that you're just printing out to just cash grab. That's, to me, this is the biggest threat to the immediate hobby. Card ladder guys want to say it's poor content. The economics want to say that it's because inflation is going up and is ruining everything. To me, this is the biggest issue, in my opinion, is what Panini's doing right now. They're overprinting junk product. The product that we actually care about, they're not taking seriously. This is a joke that your flagship product, Prism, looks like this. One, it's a joke that it's coming out this late. And, sure, supply chain issues or whatever, then shuffle some shit around and get the actual real product out instead of flooding the market with this crap stuff. Somehow you managed to time WWE Prism perfectly, having that product debut release WrestleMania weekend. Coincidence? I think not. But Prism basketball, Prism football, you guys can't get out on time. Once again, in addition to this, the fact that Prism basketball or football, it's the NFL draft and we still don't have last year's rookie class and flagship product is comical. Optic football, I don't think is scheduled to come out until June. We're going to get NT and Flawless during the National probably. Or at least Flawless. Flawless is typically one of the last products to release. And it's just wild to me. It's absolutely wild to me. And they I don't know how they get back on track. That's the thing. They are so far off cycle on release dates. I don't know how they get it spun back around now. They have to cut a bunch of different product lines or reshuffle the schedule to at least get your tentpole products need to come out on time. You can't have Prism football released after the NFL draft. You can't have Prism basketball release, let's assume it sticks with the May date. That's during the NBA finals, potentially. I forget the exact schedule, but it's damn close. I think this stuff has, one, hurt trying to bring new people in when your main products aren't out. Two, we know they're going to print this crap into the ground. The price points are getting higher and higher. That kind of is what it is. The distribution model is an absolute joke. Like, the whole thing is a house of cards. And you know what? Once again, we're wishing for Fanatics to come. Maybe they're going to do it way worse. Who knows? Maybe they're going to, turn on the greed machine and just ruin it, just drive it right into the ground. I don't know how it could be worse than what Panini is currently doing with this whole situation. We're going to have a much better idea on how Fanatic stuff is going to look probably next year with the way that they handle Topps Baseball. This year, Topps Baseball product, they essentially get a pass because that stuff was way in the pipeline prior to them acquiring Topps. So we'll see what they do with baseball releases starting with next season. This is going to be Topps' plans kind of last hurrah. I think by late summer this year, we'll have a better idea of what a Fanatics ran card company will actually look like in regarding to release schedules, product, how they're releasing it, that sort of stuff. But for Fanatics' sake, I think they need to make a play for the other licenses sooner rather than later. If Panini is allowed to run another few years like this, that's my biggest fear over everything else. Yeah, the economy potentially has the chance to take some wild turns. But this whole, what Panini is doing right now just feels like a mess. And once again, I don't know how you get it back on track. I really don't. You either have to cut product releases or reshuffle the schedule. Prism basketball and football next year have to come out when they are supposed to come out. Move the other junk products out of the way. It doesn't matter when Flux comes out or, some of the paper products or hell, even Mosaic, that sort of stuff. It doesn't really matter when that stuff releases. What matters are your tentpole products. Prism, Select, Optic, NT, Flawless. Those are your core 5. I'm sure some people will come in for the different defense forces for some niche products here and there. But let's be honest, those are Panini's 5 main brands. Those 5 things, their release dates should be so set in stone that everything else should orbit around those. Move other crap, reshuffle other crap to make sure that those 5 have your core release dates, because those products really drive the market. This is one of the best NBA rookie classes we've had in a while, and that's saying something when you have, 1920 and 1819 are still probably, they're better for sure, but this class is extremely deep, and there are a lot of good players from this class, especially compared to last year's class. 19's class is very much 2-player focused. 18's class is very deep. This class reminds me a little bit of 18's, a little bit. Doesn't have the superstar power at the top like a Luka and Trey, but it has very, very, very good NBA players. Cade Cunningham looks extremely good and had an up and down season. Mobley, obviously really good. Scotty Barnes, obviously really good. Jalen Green showed a lot of flashes down the stretch, and then there's a whole bunch of other guys floating under the surface level that could potentially come up. And people not being able to chase those cards throughout this season, I think really hurt the overall NBA market specifically, and I think has hurt the football market a little bit as well. Grading's opening back up again. Being able to open this product and send it into grade is going to be extremely important. All that stuff plays into the entire ecosystem of the card market. That's how this thing works. It's an ecosystem. We've talked about this before. You mess with one section of the ecosystem and it throws the whole system out of whack. You need fresh, hot new product to rip. You need to be able to take that product. Someone needs to be able to take those singles and grade them. Send them into grading, get them back, sell them for a profit, put that money back into the system. That's the way it works. People hate the retail flippers, whatever. On the front end with the retail release, those people are making their money. They're flipping it, taking that money, that profit they made, putting it back into the card market typically. Same with the breakers. Once again, we just talked about, you're ripping singles. What are you doing? You're flipping those singles. You're grading those singles. You're getting them back. You're taking those profits. You're using it to spend on more cards. all of a sudden something gets upset in that little circle of life, and then it throws things out of whack. For the longest time, it was grading companies. The grading companies were shut down. Grade the Flip was dead. That was a big profit maker for a lot of people that would take that money and then reinvest it back in the cards. That's opened back up again, but we haven't had the product to send in. There's been nothing worth sending in. I'm not a ripper personally, but a lot of people are, and a big way that they recoup their money is by sending that stuff in to grade, making their profit in that, and then rinse repeat. That's one little pillar of the sports card economy. Then you have the flippers, the retailers. It's all, once again, it's just the whole ecosystem that feeds into itself. And it's thrown off once again by release dates. And, I just don't know how you take this product seriously when Cade Cunningham's main rookie card literally has someone in a TCU t-shirt in the background. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? That's all I got for you guys and girls today. Curious for your thoughts below. What is the biggest issue for the immediate future, not the long-term future, the next 1 to 3 years? Is it Panini doing nonsense like this? Is it the economy? Is it just the world opening back up and people losing interest? Is it non-scholarly content like the card ladder guys think and girls? You tell me. Tell me in the comments below. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.